So I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a musician and I wrote some songs. I'm a singer. And there's a EP that I made called Hana EP. And today I wanted to explain the lyrics and the meanings of the songs. It's kind of like one of those celebrities, they go to those geniuses. I think that's the channel name. And they explain their lyrics. Well, I'm not famous enough to be invited there, so I'm doing my own version. Why don't we look at one at a time? Let's start with the first song. Also, look at my new profile picture. Beautiful, right? Anyway, starting with I guess I've fallen over you. You know, initially, it wasn't I guess I've fallen over you. So initially, the first lyrics I wrote was I have, I've guessed I've fallen over you. Do you see the grammar? I've guessed I've fallen over you. Well, I wrote it like that. And then I asked my friends, is this correct grammar? And they said, it's not correct grammar. You need to take out the past tense and the have and just make it I guess. But then I said, but it doesn't sound right. It should be, I've guessed I've fallen, sort of like that. But they said, you have to take it out. And I ended up taking it out because they said it doesn't make any sense. I was kind of arguing, saying English doesn't need to make sense. So accepted to Harvard, by the way. I'm telling you, Harvard just lets anyone in, I swear. Or if I knew how to use proper grammar, maybe I might have been accepted. But anyway, so I guess I've fallen over you. And okay, I said this, and then now people were saying that doesn't make sense either. I guess I've fallen over you sounds as if you physically fell. So you have to say I fell for you, not over you. But then I said, I guess that fallen for you doesn't sound good. Like if you sing the song, I guess I've fallen for you. It doesn't sound good. It has to be over you. So I didn't change that part. I thought it's fine. I'm a immigrant Asian boy, Korean boy. So I'll just left it. I guess I've fallen over you, my love. 여우비 같은 너. I actually explained this before. 여우비 is fox rain. I don't know if you guys call it fox rain in America. It's one of those things where, you know how it's sunny outside? And then water sprinkles from the sky and you look up and there's no cloud but it's raining. Oh right, it's called sun shower. And the reason why you get one of those is because the cloud has rained but then it disappeared already, but the rain has already fell. That's why you get one of those. Oh, in Russian it's called mushroom rain. Why mushroom? But 여우비 같은 너, I was kind of thinking it's sort of an unexpected love, so that's why I used it. I also kind of thought the nuance of fox rain was cute. Yes. I guess I've fallen over you. Oh, I don't know if you guys hear it, but when I sing it, I actually kind of say like, I've guessed, even though the lyrics is I guess. And then 봄바람 같은 너. So, another reason why I said fox rain is because fox rain generally happens, during summertime. So I'm trying to give off that spring summer energy. And it says, 봄바람 같은 너. So 봄바람, 봄 is spring, 바람 is wind. So you, who's just like a spring breeze. Isn't it already sort of sweet? And this is my favorite lyrics. What is refrain? By the way, I didn't make this. What is refrain? I wish I had known you'd be in my life, so I could have saved up my time for you. So I like this lyrics. I wish I had known you'd be in my life. Meaning, if I knew that you were going to be my love, then I would have tried to save up my time so that I could use that time with you. I wish I don't sound careless love to you. This one is kind of out of grammar too, but if I explain, it's kind of like, I wish I don't sound as if this love is light love, as if, one of those careless, oh, I love you. I don't want to sound like this is a very unserious love. And the Korean lyric says, 사랑해 그 이상을 줄게요. So there's actually supposed to be a comma here. Basically, 사랑해 is, you guys all know, is I love you, right? I love you. And 그 이상을 줄게요. I'll give you beyond that. I always feel like the word I love you is not enough to explain how much you love someone. So I want to find the word beyond I love you. So 사랑해, I love you. 그 이상을 줄게요. I want to get beyond that. And then I whistle here. Same thing. I wish I had known. So bridge, fall in love with you. This is just a skit. Scat. I don't know what the exact right word is. You guys know in jazz they go like sa bop dooby bop. It's one of those. Actually, the backstory behind this is when I wrote the song, I initially wrote the lyrics until here, okay? I wrote the lyrics until here, and after I finished writing the song, I had to extend it. So I was like, oh my gosh, I need to write a bridge. But then I don't like writing lyrics. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't really care too much about words. In fact, no, maybe it's because I care too much that it gives me too much headache to write. So as a result, I kind of had this as a filler, you know? I kind of thought, I'll write lyrics for here later. So I kind of initially recorded a demo saying like, fall in love with you, oh, falling in love you. But then later, when I decided to finish the song, I thought, oh my gosh, nothing really fits there. You know, I was gonna take out this lyrics and write, I've been something in love with you, down the rain, spring, and I kind of thought it's not straightforward. It's just better this way, you know? So I decided to just leave it like this. Yes. It felt more interesting like this. Yeah. And then I guess I've fallen over you. You. There's actually nothing to really explain beyond in this song. That's it. Have you guys noticed? It literally has what? 2 repeating lines. I wrote what? 1, 2, 3, like 7 lines total in the song. You could see that I'm not the biggest lyrics writing enjoyer. Yeah, I don't really like writing lyrics too much. So that's, I guess I've fallen over you. Oh, there's English translation? Oh, who made this? I mean, there's only 2 words to translate anyway. So nice, thank you. Thank you to whoever made this. 효상. Oh, ho, 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 ho. All right, so we looked at the first one. Let's take a look at tennis court. Sitting by the tennis court. It has 1 viewer. That's crazy. Only 1 person has came. Oh well, there's 3 contributors. Well, that's good. All right. Oh, and it's me. Am I that 1 viewer? Wait, hold on. How about Leash? Leash only had 1 viewer too. Are they saying only 1 viewer from today? Is that what they're saying? But anyway, let's look into tennis court. This one is a little bit more straightforward. Sitting by the tennis court. So I'm sitting by the tennis court. Thing is, you know, I said sitting by the tennis court, but the exact scenery that I pictured was, I don't know if you guys went to a tennis court during nighttime. It's dark outside, but you know how tennis court light is super bright, the super bright white light. Oh my gosh, the sarcasm in the chat right now is crazy. OMG, no way, for real? Really? Wow, I love these explanations. I swear homies are my biggest haters. But anyway, sitting by the tennis court. So I'm technically sitting inside the tennis court, okay? No white lights, just moonlights. So usually, you know how, actually this is kind of ironic because I literally just said there was white light. But you know, instead of the big white light, there's only moonlights. They turned it off. So how'd you want to end this? So they're about to break up. And they're kind of saying, oh, how should we put an end to this? You ask me with your eyes, but we're not actually discussing because that's not cool. So it's kind of you know, looking at each other's eye, and you know, you could kind of feel the, oh my gosh, why are the comments so let the artist explain the lyrics. Maybe some people want to know the explanation. 2 years is it's a long time. It means they dated for 2 years, okay? Also, there's non-English homies here. Even now, I think you're too kind. Basically, the reason why I think they're too kind is because they're not, you know, being the first one to be mean and, you know, step up and say it. Yeah. That's waiting in long line. You're like thinking a lot, but you're not saying anything, so they're waiting in the line. I ask myself again twice, kind of questioning this decision. Praying you never say, oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, the sarcasm in the chat is crazy. Okay. Yeah, praying you never say, I think it's our time. Hope you don't say that. Hoping you never see glitter in my eyes. I'm crying. Wishing the time would stay. I wish it doesn't move to the future because we're gonna break up. Frozen in the night. Knowing you never stay because I know you won't stay because I know you're already determined. Yeah. Sipping from an empty can. You know how you already finished drinking something, but then you're awkward, so you keep trying to drink from that empty can? Yes. To press down emotion, you know, trying to not break out crying. The night air makes arms fold. Because it's cold, you know, like you start to fold your arm. It's like a little chilly outside. Yeah. Rushing hesitation. Meaning the night air is cold and is making us sort of rushing the decision, you know, because it's cold, so we gotta, you know, leave this place. August moon is too bright. It means August moon is too bright. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, I just realized what it means. No. highlights shadows on my mind. So the moon is too bright that it highlights the shadows on my mind. Meaning the dark side of my emotions right now, the shadow is more prominent because the moon is too bright. Why August moon? Do you know why I used August moon here? There's a Michael Jackson song that goes like, "Hello August moons, where are the stars of the night?" And I really like that song, so I wanted to use August moon. That's why it's August moon. That's actually the reason why. Yeah, it's a very nice song. Eyes are looking through mine. Like, she's looking at me, but she's able to see what I'm thinking. Yeah. And I can't help myself now. I don't know what to do. Oh no. Okay. And then bridge, the Korean one. Now here's the real translation. 우리가 아닌 나로 채우기엔 우리가 아닌. So it's not us anymore. It's just me. 버거운 이 공간 속에서 the space is too burdening to fill just by myself instead of us. Do you see what I'm saying? It's sort of a metaphor. As in, my heart had a place for both you and I, but then now it's just me instead of us. So the place is too hard for me to fill. 공허한 밤이 익숙한 듯이. 공허한 밤 is the void night. The night feels very void, and you're kind of acting like as if you're used to that now. 이별 속에 유영해. This is the best line of the entire song. 이별 속에 유영해. So 이별, if you space it out like that, means this star, these stars. Or, so I'm saying I sink, there's no exact word for this, but like I drone and swim through these stars. That's what it's saying. But then if you put the word 이별 together, then the Korean word is breakup. Lyrical genius. Do you see what I'm saying? If I say 이별, then is the star, but then 이별 is breakup. 이별. So I'm, instead of, just sailing through the stars in the night, I'm actually sailing through the breakup. Yes. Wow. Crazy. So from here at the bridge, I already got broken up. She already left. So that's why I'm saying this. And then in the last chorus, it seems like I'm saying the same thing, but praying you never said, now it's past tense. Cause why? It already happened. She already said it. She already said, I think it's our time. And then hoping you never saw. It's not hoping you never see. Before it was wishing, like I wish you don't see, but now it's hoping you never saw glitter in my eyes. Like she already saw the glitter in my eyes. I mean, I cried. Yeah. Wishing the time would stay frozen in the night, knowing you never stay. Crazy. Isn't it crazy? Beautiful lyrics. Yeah. So it's a story of a guy who got broken up with a girl. Yes. Nice. Can I make a really honest confession? I think this might kind of ruin the song. Multiple songs in this Hana album, especially like Tennis Court, I'll explain one by one. It's not my story, if that makes sense. Same thing with 500 Days, same thing with Leash. I get those inspirations from movies and webtoons and dramas. I have songs where it is my story, yes. But like for example, Group Project is my story. And that's also the reason why when I say I like certain songs, is because I feel it's more genuine to me. But at the same time, I don't think it's fake lyrics just because you don't write about your story. Because a lot of art is not always your story. But the reason why I'm not writing sort of edgy songs like this is because I kind of felt there was a disparity between who I am as a person versus the music I make. As in, I really enjoy these kind of songs. That's why I wrote. We're going to go into Leash next, and it's very important to explain this, where I enjoy listening to these kind of music, but also my lifestyle is not this kind of lifestyle. I'm just kind of letting you guys know. Which is why a lot of the songs that are coming in the future are more closer to my life. Leash is your real life off stream. How'd you know? You're supposed to believe this lie. You're supposed to fall for this. Anyway. Leash. I just realized people might have clicked onto this video because they were expecting, I wonder what my favorite musician's cool lyrics analysis is, and now they're seeing all these icky aspects of me. What if they get turned off from the song? That now they listen to the song and they can no longer feel same emotional. Detach the song from me, okay? But alright. Leash. I'll be honest, Leash is not for kids. I actually don't even know if I should explain the lyrics here. It's just not for kids. It's actually rated R. The intention is rated R. It's not as bad as 80s songs, but let's go one at a time. Okay, 무릎이 바닥에 쓸린 채. 무릎 is your knees. And the sentence is saying the knees are being scraped on the floor. So in order for your knees to be scraped on the floor, what position do you have to be in? That means you're kneeling on the floor. 나답지 않은 말을 뱉어. Saying 나답지 않은 말을 뱉어 is kind of saying I'm saying things that aren't like me. But I knew. Move me around as you please. Well, there's nothing to really explain there. With no second thought. You get the idea. The song is, by the way, I think I should clarify this. You could interpret it however you want. Really? You guys could interpret it the way you want. I'll leave it for your imagination. But maybe I'm being too honest. Hold up. Actually, the intention is I'm not necessarily specifying who I am, neither the gender, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? As in, the I in the song could be a girl or a guy. Yes. And the other person could be a girl or a guy. And neither, like, am I. Like, just because it's I, that doesn't mean it's Hyosang. Does that make sense? Yeah, I just want to clarify. Because that's actually the intention of the song. Every time I try to walk away, you tighten your grip, make me stay. I'm not gonna say anything. Every time I try to find myself, you feed delusions to my head. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. But it could be both gender. I don't know if that makes sense. As in, I was also kind of thinking in the direction of kind of, okay, I should stop talking. No, but this is the song of, by the way, when I was writing this song, I was kind of thinking, I'm DPR Ian. That's who I am. I'm DPR Ian. I was really into DPR Ian at this time. But it's also like when you choke a person with a hand, it could be interpreted that way, if that makes sense. Does that kind of make sense? Yes. Or it could be with a leash. All right. Oh, it's choking me. Oh, you got me on a leash. So just wanted to clarify. The leash is intentionally not necessarily a physical leash. It's supposed to be both. You could interpret it literally as a real life leash, or it could be emotional leash. If you interpret the whole entire song emotionally, then it makes sense too. I wrote it in that way intentionally. So it's like as if you are attached to a person like you're on a leash. You're just keeping me close but never let me in. It's kind of like, when you get played by a person. Like you get what I mean. That's the idea. Cut it out, baby, let me be. I cannot breathe. Well, it's like, I can't breathe. It's also sort of like you're so frustrated at the situation that you have trouble living day-to-day life. So let me breathe. Like let me go so I could live my life. Won't you set me free? I got nothing left in me. I'm not gonna say anything about that either. I got nothing left in me. As in, like emotionally, there's nothing left in my mind. Yes, emotionally. Oh, this one's nice. I always write better lyrics in Korean than I write in English. I don't know if you noticed. But 아픈 내 시간 틈을. This one's already nice. Okay, maybe I'm self-praising too much. 시간 is time and 틈 is gap, like a tiny gap. And 시간 틈 is not necessarily a common term, but it is a word that does make sense. And it's saying the gaps within my time that is very hurtful, you dig in there at the right way, right timing. It's kind of like this. You know how when you're a little bit mentally unstable, you're a little bit more vulnerable? And when a toxic person appears in your life, you're more vulnerable and they digged into that timing in your life. Meaning if you're at not unhealthy mental state, you wouldn't have fell for them. But then they intentionally came in at the time that you were struggling. 내가 듣고 싶어하는 말들을 떠먹여서. You spoon-fed me the words that I wanted to hear. 사랑 같은 걸 시작할 줄 알았어. I thought we would begin something like love. Yeah. Although that kind of expectation didn't last that long. And 내 속을 뒤틀리는 노련함. There's a term in Korean language where if someone makes you really, really frustrated, then it says they're messing up your guts. like they're making you so frustrated. You know how when you're stressed out, you get stomach ache? That's the reason. And 노련함 is skillfulness. It's like yes. And 그걸 알고 쥐고 흔드는 너의 감각. Okay, I shouldn't keep talking, but the other person, they know it and they hold it and they are shaking it around, and I could feel your sensation. It's emotional, by the way, guys. It's emotional. You know how by the way, 쥐고 흔드는 is also a Korean term. I use a lot of puns when it comes to my Korean lyrics. Hear me out. Please hear me out. This is kind of what happens when I try to translate these lyrics, where 쥐고 흔들다 in Korean term is squeeze and shake. And it's a term that you use when someone is trying to manipulate you. Does that make sense? It's a term in Korean. 쥐고 흔들다. It's like a phrase, okay? But then yes. Yes. And then 천성인 걸까 아니면 경험인 걸까? Is I wonder if this is something you're born with instinctively or something you learn through the experience. Oh, it's choking me. Alright, chorus. 네가 던져주는 칭찬을 모아두며. So I've been collecting the compliments that you have tossed me, and I am holding an expectation, hopes that maybe one day ... So, you pick up on few words that the other person said and you're wishing maybe they mean this, maybe they mean more, blah blah blah. That's what I've been keeping my hopes for. 느슨해질 때쯤 다시 당겨. It's like when it gets loose, you pull again. It's kind of in Korean language there's a term called 밀당. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, like a push and pull. And you intentionally do this back and forth where you push the person and then you pull the person emotionally. So you're kind of playing a game. 도대체 언제쯤 나를 놓아줄 건지. I wonder when you'll let go of me. Oh, it's choking me. Yes, that's the song. Yo, you horny AF. I was Deep Here Ian at the time. I wrote the song and I sang the song like I'm the sexiest guy. No, but you have to be in that mentality when you write songs like this. But here's the thing. If you know me, if you've seen me before, then you would know I'm very far from this kind of personality. So when this song went so viral, I got sad because I started to think people are all just dirty-minded people. They're all just rotten. They all need Jesus. Now I wrote this and they all loving it. I see how the world is. But yes, this is imagine as Leash Hyosang. It's a alter ego, alter personality. All right. Let's move on to next song from the Hana EP. Burn the city light. Okay, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit embarrassed at the lyrics in this song, but I'll explain what I mean by that. As in, it's a little bit embarrassing because it's a little bit personal. I get embarrassed when I explain or write lyrics that are personal. Alright. Burning city light, counting silent light, loneliness in city is also cynical. By the way, did you guys know this song is about me? The song is about not just me, but people around my age and sort of being lost in their life direction. Yes. Kind of imagine you became adult, you're in your 20s. I'm thinking more so of early 20s, or it could be even late. It doesn't really matter. But you're no longer a student and you start to live in a city and you are in this lonely city that is very cynical. Everyone is very cynical to you. And strumming my guitar. Who's strumming the guitar? Me. Humming a little song. Who's humming a little song? Me. No one's here to listen to my short melody. It's kind of I write song, but no one's there to listen. Burn city light, counting silent night, meaning every day is passing. Circling the merry-go-round every day. It's kind of a feeling where when you are in your 20s and every day you feel like you're not making any improvements in life. You feel like yesterday is same as today. Yeah. Standing under the moonlight. So you're outside during nighttime and you're standing. 달님이 내 길을 비출 수 있다면 I wish the moon, I wish dear moon could guide my way and shine the path for me because I'm very lost. Yeah. 달님 is intentional, so it's personified. Something 님, like 선배님, and 달님 is sort of a cute way of saying 달님, yeah, of moon. 새벽이 잠든 시간, meaning the time that even midnight is asleep, meaning very middle of the night. 곁엔 아무도 없고 no one's around. Okay, now this is really me. 한숨으로 잠긴 방. So the room has been synced by the sigh. You know how when you sigh, like, you know how it sinks? And the room has already been synced by the sighs because I've already sighed so much. 달리시계 소리만. Only thing you hear is clock ticking. Like, you know how it's midnight and when you try to sleep, you could only hear the clocks ticking, like tick, tick. Even though I don't have a clock in my room. I don't have any physical clock. 세상 바쁜 세상 속에서. Sort of a onomatopoeia here, but how like all of a sudden I realize how busy the world is. I'm the one here who is about half dead. I'm half dead, half alive. Meaning, I'm not sure if I'm alive or dead. I'm just kind of existing. 겉은 친 20대 속에서. Meaning, my 20s, that is under the curtain. So it's kind of, you know, like you isolated yourself from the outside window. Like you curtained yourself in your 20s. 갈 길을 헤매고 있어. I'm looking for the way that I, you know, I'm lost in my way. Burning city light, counting sad night. That's the idea. 연약한 사랑은 is weak love, fragile love. Fragile love is even hard to accept. 받기조차 버거워지고. By the way, this is not really specific to me. I wanted to write this more for the people who are in 20s. But you know how when you're mentally unstable, it's hard to even accept kindness and love. Meaning, even if someone offers a kindness, even if someone's nice or kind, you know that those people won't be there forever. So you start to struggle to accept that person's love or kindness. Yes. 형식적 관계는. This is kind of one of those relationships that are like structural. I don't know exactly what the right English word is. You know how when you live life, there are sort of people that you're not close because you like them, but you're involved here and there socially and you have this relationship that like, oh, it's like an acquaintance. 근원의 힘조차 없는 걸. You don't even have an energy to cut ties with those acquaintances. Because like in order to do that, you have to even make the active effort to organize who to, you know, talk to or not. Yeah. 하루하루가 비슷비슷한. Every day. 하루하루, you know, like the Big Bang song. 하루하루 is Korean way of saying every day. It's same. My today is already looking at tomorrow. My today, like today me is looking at me tomorrow, thinking like every day is same, just like tomorrow. 쌓여가는 시간 속 빠져나올 힘을 낼 수 있다면. So the time is piling, and within the piling time, if I could make the energy, if I could get the strength, power to climb out from the piling times of repeating every day. Yeah. Burning city light, counting sad night. That's the song. Does that kind of make sense? So it's supposed to sort of talk about the frustration of 20s, myself as well as other people. Yeah. And the reason why I do this is, how do I say it? I like doing this idea where a lot of the times the song's lyrics is contradicting the song's mood. The song is very upbeat and happy, but the lyric isn't. So I kind of like that kind of contrast. I think it makes it a little bit more dramatic. Yeah. But yeah, so that's Burning City Light. Now, last one. Where is it? It's hard to define. People love this song. Homies love this song. How I feel, not ideal. Oh, you guys know movie 500 Days of Summer? Well, I've already mentioned multiple times, but this song is directly inspired by 500 Days of Summer, mixed with a little bit of my personal twist, meaning it's not exactly like the movie. I twisted the story just a little bit, but it's a nice movie. If you haven't watched it, you should try it. But it's sort of, you know what the theme of this song is? The theme of the song is the voidness that comes from friends with benefits. What do I know? what do I know? No, but here's the thing. I think art, you don't need. Oh yeah. I'm an expert. Yeah, like I'm an expert at this. Yeah. the voidness that comes from. Yeah, but in the movie, it's not friends with benefit. The movie is a little bit more about situationship, but my song is a little bit more focused on friends with benefit, or like I guess like one night stand. I don't know, like whatever people do. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if I no, it's more for friends with benefits because it's the same person. Yeah, it's hard to define how I feel, not ideal. It's talking about, I forgot the boy's name in the movie, where the boy likes the girl, but the girl said, I'm not wanting to be in a relationship right now. But then they sleep with each other and everything, and they wake up from the same bed, and they do all of that, but they're not dating. So the guy doesn't know how to feel about it. They don't know if they should be happy that they have this girl, but they don't really have this girl. But you sleep beside me still. It's like, well, you're the one, oh, Tom. Yeah, Tom's the guy's name. Well, you're still sleeping beside me, right? Bitter feels swallowed in. Meaning, like, there's an urge that Tom wants to take this to the next level of relationship, but he swallows it in. So he try to act like he's fine with this relationship right now. But I still can't hide it. And then in the movie, he eventually can't hide it, and he goes off saying, this is not right. You know, you can't play me around like this. Drowning in silence, barely close. Okay, this is like, imagine a scene after they sleep and they're not wearing any clothes, barely clothes, and it's just quiet. You know, you're not really talking. It's hard to play composed. You know, it's like you're kind of acting like it's cool. Oh, like it's cool. Drinking the aftertaste of kiss. You know, you're drinking the aftertaste of kiss, like a remaining taste of kiss. But I hope for more than this. But I wanted more than this. I wanted a real relationship, not this kind of physical relationship without a real label. Through the time I built a bridge for us to cross and meet. So I've been trying to build an effort where I am able to make this person to come to my mind. I made the effort to do nice things for them so they could cross and meet. But I guess there's another ridge I'll never quite complete. But more than I thought, there was an additional ridge, like an abyss, you know, that I didn't know about, that she was never willing to go over. Yeah. I know it's time. I know I crossed the line. It says, I crossed the line is Tom goes crazy and says, actually, like why can't we date? And he knows that he shouldn't say that because the girl said he doesn't want that. But he crossed the line. I know that you're not mine. Yeah, I know that you're not mine. But I crossed the line. It's hard to define. And then, 'cause you are my one summer night. Summer, 'cause the summer is the name of the girl in the movie. That lasted for a year and I'm still... 'Cause like, I didn't want to say 500 days because I didn't want to say that lasted for a year and a little bit more than a half year and a 2/3, and I'm still like, I thought that wouldn't sound good, but it's a little bit less than a 2 year. So I just said that lasted for a year. Cause like that lasted for a year and a half and I'm still so I just made it a year. Paralyzed. I actually really like paralyzed here because sometimes when it comes to music, the pronunciation of certain words matter more than the meaning. And paralyzed, the p sound, cause you are my paralyzed is very strong accent, and you're able to deliver that accent and emotion. Paralyzed from fights we had. So yeah, 500 days of you and I. Okay, the Korean lyrics are, in my opinion, again, quite nice. 느슨한 정의와 갈등의 늪. The loose definition. You know, the relationship is under very loose definition. 갈등의 늪. It's a swamp of frustration. It's a loose relationship and you keep fighting in this swamp. If this is what is called love, then 시작을 끄는 널 탓하기엔, to blame you who started this, initiated this. Well, technically, Tom started it, but you know, Tom blames the girl. 아직 널 사랑하나 봐, but I guess I still love you. To blame you for starting this. 일방적인 my one direction feeling to you who is avoiding and always, you know, not facing my love. This one is kind of a hard sentence to translate, but it says, while translating what is lost in the emotion, there's only misunderstanding remaining. Like, does that sentence make sense? So while you translate my mind to you, there's an emotion that has been lost and not delivered correctly, and now there's only misunderstanding. because Tom wanted to deliver the feeling, but sometimes when you communicate as human to human, you know, your emotion doesn't always match the communication. I kind of thought that was like a translation issue when it comes to your mind to your words. And now, like, because of what has been lost in the translation, now we have an emotional miscommunication. Yeah. 'Cause you are my one summer night. Ah ha ha. Not even lyrics. This is the favorite part of the entire album for me. Ah ha 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 ha. I'm still paralyzed. I think it has a very nice ending feeling, like a peak of emotion in the entire album. Ah ha, still. And you don't like writing lyrics? First of all, I don't like writing lyrics because I struggle with English. The Korean lyrics, are you guys aware? I write this stuff. This I could write. The Korean part I could write in one day. The English parts, I have to think about it for weeks because Korean just runs in my brain fast. So I could just put any words I want and I could sing it well. But then English, when I try to write lyrics, it sounds weird where it's like the situation above where I try to write
500 Days of Summer with new Hyamis, so you can all debate whether Tom or Summer is at fault again. Lol. Time for the lyric deep diving tonight.
Thank you so much, Anonymous Cutie. Thank you. Maybe we could watch again. Not a bad idea. I don't usually rewatch that often, but sure, not a bad idea. And no problem with the lyrics analysis. I'll show more gratitude after we finish the content. But yeah, when it comes to English, my issue is I have trouble writing English lyrics that sounds musically good. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I think the way certain sentences sound is always more important than the meaning itself. I can't draw the meaning, but it's hard to define how I feel, not ideal. Like, you know, have you noticed the rhyming scheme? Like feel, ideal, steal, bit of feels. Yeah. Trying to come up with the right vocabulary while having a right rhyming and nuance, I struggle with. Some people like that process. I hate it. God, it's so hard. The end result is nice, but the process makes me so frustrated. I have to look up what rhymes with feel. What word rhymes with night? And night rhymes with fights. So I was like, okay, night, and then I'll put the fight here, and like, how do I make the sentence? You get the idea. Yeah. But as a result, Korean lyrics don't really have too much rhyming. But also at the same time, Korean music isn't as harder on rhyming. There's a language difference. There's things that you need to care about from Korean lyrics, and there's things that you need to care about from English lyrics. Another thing is maybe my skill difference or the language itself. Korean lyrics, you could fit way more meanings into short syllables. Like, look at the sentence. 역중손실된 감정의 오해만 남느니. It's like, during the translation, the lost emotion that has been, you know, miscommunicated is what's left. If I try to sing that in English, during the translation, what has been lost in the emotion is the miscommunication is the left. You know, I don't even know how I'm gonna change that into English lyrics. So I always feel like I have to like dumbify, make it lower quality when I change my Korean lyrics into English. Because I don't have enough syllables to fit the words in.
You should added how Summer at the end married a guy she just met in coffee shop. For me personally, I hate the way Summer treated Tom like WDM.
Well, we could have a debate about this later, but I personally think Summer was in the wrong. That's why I wrote this song, because I thought Tom was right. But nice, thank you. That was the lyrics analysis of all my songs from Hana EP. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe I was just mansplaining something you already knew, but I kind of wanted to deliver my intentions in the song. Hopefully I didn't ruin the song for you guys. Cause I sometimes get this feeling where when you explain the art and when it's different from the way you think, then you feel like your interpretation was denied. So I don't want you guys to think my interpretation is the correct interpretation. I'm just kind of providing one of the ways you could interpret. Thanks so much. Thank you. And I have way more songs that are coming up, and with them I'll probably do a lyrics analysis. Thing is, my newer songs might not need that much analysis. I'm trying to write more cute happy songs. Thank you.